We are on our way to Wanneroo. The day is finally here. I have a stack of pizzas for the legends there who have been working their butts off to get our caravan ready for us.
Official handover day today.
Yeah, and then it's a little...
First stop's 30 kilometres away.
There it is.
It's out the front.
Alright, so first and foremost, why custom build a caravan? So this one's an easy one to answer. We had a van prior to this one straight off the factory floor, spent a lot of time travelling in it. We were able to work out what we liked, what we didn't like, and then coming into a new van build, really sort of knuckle down and make sure we nailed those things that we wanted out of the functionality.
Yeah, I guess we had the luxury of spending a couple of years in our last van and we got to tweak and find out things that we liked and things that we didn't like. And I guess the benefit of custom building a van is then you can add the things you like and change the things you don't like to what you want.
Is anyone really ever happy with their build? I mean, it's the same as building a house, right? There's always something that you might change, but I think we got pretty close.
Yeah, apart from some PowerPoints and other bits and pieces, I think we're pretty good too.
An easy one, and we touched on this one in some previous videos, so we're just going to glaze over it pretty quickly, but why Wanneroo? These guys we really trusted. Obviously the owners are both engineers, and when you're custom building a van, that was a big point for us.
You get to deal with the family that owns the business, the pride that you feel when you're talking to them about it, the confidence you have that the owners are on the floor with the workers. It was just really good. It wasn't just another number van. It was a van that they were passionate about building, like they are every van, and it just made you feel more confident in what you were getting delivered.
And I guess in their skill sets too, any changes that we wanted to make were very easily done because they do it all in-house, being engineers themselves. So we're just like, yep, no worries.
And I know it's hard, I guess we're from northern Queensland, so to get a van built in Melbourne, which you can't just drop down to the factory and see once a week or once a month, you got to rely on their communication and their updates.
That brings us to the next one, which is a really important one when you're custom building, is accountability. And we really felt like we knew what was going on with our van at all times. We saw photos, videos, we were kept in touch with the process, and it also gave us the ability to somewhat make some small changes as it sort of went through the process as well.
Yeah, and they obviously offer their advice as well around all the vans they've built, and if we ask for a change that they probably wouldn't recommend, they give you the reasons why as well, so yeah.
A big one with the guys at Wanneroo and our custom build was the Beast chassis, and it certainly stands out on the road.
Yeah, we get lots of comments.
We
get lots of comments about it and how big and tough it looks, I guess.
And it is tough. We have, we've been on the road 6 months, and we've done a fair bit of testing, and it is tough.
We're about to tackle the give though, so that'll put the whole van through its real paces. So keep posted on that.
Yeah, and then obviously we've also got the custom made or the custom design, custom made firewood carrier or back rear carrier on the van that they designed in-house as well, so a big coup there. The other one that they did, and I don't know if we have spoken about this before, but the guys knew what our towing capacity in our car was, and were able to do things like remove padding from some of the walls or some of the extra pockets, and just unnecessarily little things that can make a big difference on weight, and just sort of keep in touch in that process as well.
Yeah, that's right. I guess when you're not buying a factory floor van, you don't know the weights, tear weights, and the rest of that, but they gave us a very close calculation through the build process on what the van was going to be weighed at tear and what payload we were going to have. So it was really good of it to get that understanding as well when we were going.
Even up until the last weigh that we did in the factory with the guys, we changed the gas bottles down for smaller bottles. Yeah,
that's right, just to get that ball weight off a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean that all comes from a custom build.
Colour selections.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't have a lot to do with colour selections, but
it might seem like a really kind of fluffy and what does it look like? Does that really actually matter? But actually I think it does. And the ability to be able to select all dark colours and a red tinged timber floor after we spent so much on the red dirt in our previous van, we were well aware of the staining.
We went with the dark down the bottom, high up the top, light up the top to make it feel open as you're walking around at head height, and then to try and keep the fingerprints and stuff like that off the lower cupboards.
And then, the floor was purely chosen. I mean, I think it looks great as well, but the colour was purely chosen because we knew we were going to spend time on that Pindan red dirt.
Yeah.
It really stayed.
And it doesn't show up as much, so which we've proven. But there is some things like some of the white trims and stuff like that, the red dirt,
light and bright is great, but you
just takes a bit more
red fingerprints.
Still takes a bit more cleaning for us.
Yeah.
We customised the rims that are on the van to match what was on the car, so we now have the ability, knowing that we're going to do 30,000 plus kilometres with the same setup, we have the ability to use the spare of the caravan on the car, or the spare on the car on the caravan, because we customise it all, so we have the ability to change all that and make just that extra.
It also looks pretty cool that all that wheels match. So I like that part of it. Right, what would we change? These ones actually, as we mentioned previously, we're pretty happy with the van, so everything we'd change, I think that we could still change. We don't need a new van to do it. I'd actually split the box at the head of our bed just straight in the middle, so you've got two panels that lift up rather than one big whole panel that open. We put some curtains on the bunk. Obviously, we can still do that, and a couple of power points.
Yeah, some power points and some tunnel boots and other small bits and pieces like that.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, I think overall that would probably be.
Advice we would have to someone building a caravan is talk to everyone. You're not going to agree with everyone's opinions, but a lot of people do have some really good ideas, and we picked up some cool ones like the two-way tunnel boot doors under the bunk. We've got another one under the fridge where you can access them internally and externally.
Absolutely.
We just hit the guys up and they put those in for us.
I guess the best method is to get everyone's advice and then take the bits out of the advice that you want and go from there. So.
And really trust the process too. We really trusted our builders, the guys at Wanderoo, and if they gave us advice, like originally we had an angle kitchen drawn into our 1906 caravan, which they drew it for us, but it wasn't until we saw it that we decided, look, you guys were right, it's actually a bit too short for an angle kitchen, and went back to the previous design. So just really trusting in that and making sure you chat to everyone. Couple of extra things that we had installed in our van that we're really happy with. Number one, the Cruise Master airbag.
Yeah, I guess part of the customization that you have, you can choose from the basic low-level suspension all the way up to the airbag level 4, the Cruise Master airbag level 4. And oh my god, we come from a van with just standard suspension and leveling ramps and stuff like that. If you have to spend money on something, get airbag suspension.
Yeah, it makes everything so easy.
Crazy how much easier it is to level yourself on a site when you park up. There's no back and forwards on a ramp or anything like that. It's somewhat a marriage saver at times too, I believe.
If we're talking about marriage savers, then we also added the blackjack, which means that I can easily put the front of the van up and down off the car electronically rather than a manual jockey wheel. We put that on the blackjack block and then hit a button, quite literally, to take it off the car. Then Dustin can hit the other two buttons on the airbag suspension and
we're level.
Before you know it, we're level.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a fair few different electronic systems around there. We went with the projector system over the BM Pro, the Victrons and stuff like that. The IntelliGrid system we have so far has been really, really good. It's simple and easy to use. There's some customizational features that really assist for especially caravan parks with lower level power supply. So some parks out in regional areas or outback areas, they run off generators, so they only give you a certain amount of power per site. The projector system gives you the ability to customize down to that level, so you can not end up tripping your power all the time, and you can still use most of your functionality. So
we've also, we did talk about it a little bit on Instagram recently with the charger. We've recently found out that our actual projector charger is a whole heap faster than some other vans.
Yeah, so yesterday we were actually charging our van. We were on a free camp, we've been there for a few days and we were just a bit low from a few cloudy days. We're actually charging our van with a generator as well as charging someone else's van from our van. So the whole system, the 3000 watt inverter charger, that runs our van, and as I said, it charges someone else's van, so it's pretty cool. It's very tidy too. How you look at it underneath the tunnel boot, all in the one panel. It's very tidy how it's mounted. Everything's wired very nicely. And then it's got the ability to have 2, 4, 600 amp hour batteries that are all matched to it. But yeah, it's all interchangeable. The other thing with the IntelliGrid system, I guess, is the ability to run all our appliances inside. So we either run the stove, we either run the microwave, the aircon. You can run the coffee machine and the aircon at the same time. The washing machine's been really good as well. The whole system runs the washing machine. So I guess
if you've got a choice, it's definitely a choice that we would make again.
Yeah, definitely. Getting a decent sized inverter to be able to run your appliances inside is really good.
While we're there on the washing machine, on the appliances, we do love our NC appliances. We've got everything from the range hood to the smart TV to the inverter flatbed microwave, so there's no kind of like turntable plate
not having to pull that plate in and out is a lifesaver.
We've got a front loader washing machine from NC, and the guys at Wanderoo, that was actually one of my custom changes. Took that out of the bottom cupboard and we lost a window in the bathroom to wall mounted above the toilet. We always get asked if we hit our head. Never hit our head using the toilet on the washing machine. It's nice and flat. So that's all going really well as well. Sort of working our way to the outside, we were given a choice between a traditional DRS system and something that was new to the market at the time we were building, which was the Gusto DRS system.
Yeah, our last
van. Talk about it before.
Our last van had the roof mounted DRS system that was air fed while you're driving. We had it replaced twice due to the sandwich mount cracking. It worked well in the last van, but we wanted to go with something different this time, knowing that we had a lot of dirt roads coming up.
But we are loving the choice with the DRS. We're loving that we have the extra skylight that the guys are able to put in because we've moved the DRS out of the roof that we had in the old van, and it's working well as well. So great.
Yeah, it's been great. It's really good because you can wash the filter out too. You don't have to be chasing a filter around to try and replace it. You just put it in some soapy water and let it dry out, and away you go again. So
we did actually choose to get a ceramic paint protection from OptiVan on the exterior of the van.
We've done quite a few dirt roads now too, and every time we pull up a town, obviously travelling so much, we don't have the luxury of our yard with sponges and hoses and hours to wash the
van. Our van is always dirty.
Yeah, keep it tidy. So we really rely on what facilities towns have, and when we go through a town that has a car wash, we obviously go through it and utilise it, and the ability, the ease of washing it at a car wash with the OptiVan protection on it is really incredible. Like, just makes the job so much quicker, so much easier, less stressful, because I'm not sure if you've been in some of them towns, say Broome, in peak season time, everyone is trying to wash their caravan.
Or there's nowhere to wash it. When we're coming in and out of those car washes, or more when we're coming out, I should say, that ceramic plate protection is really worth it. It just comes up schmink clean.
Yeah, and it keeps all the bugs off. All the bugs wash off really easy. It seems to protect the paneling and everything really nicely too. So.
Especially because we're in the sun all the time. Like, there's no garage time. So one final thing that we did add that we definitely didn't have in our
and it's been a popular topic across a few different social media forums at the moment too. I see a fair few people asking about van security and what do you do when you leave your van in free camps or even just in a caravan park.
There is a lot of time if you spend time off-grid, off-road. You do leave your van parked.
And we opted for the RV Secure system, which comes with GPS monitoring as well as an alert system with the door proximity switches and
it's got a lot of sensors,
motion sensor and other bits and pieces. So you actually get a text message to say, hey, someone's in your van or open your door, or we have tunnel boot sensors as well, so we know if someone's broken into tunnel boots. And then you also got the piece of modern GPS tracking, so if you're going to leave your van at a free camp, you can trace it in. Yeah, if someone wants to steal it.
I think that just about wraps it up. We've really quickly brushed over a whole lot of topics when building a van, so please, absolutely send us a message, comment on YouTube, see us on Instagram. If you are custom building a van, honestly, best process. I hope it all goes well, all best.
And if you have any questions, let us know.